Well, hello folks, hope you're all keeping well. I am so pleased and excited to bring you this latest video on the beautiful family of the greater one-horned rhino, or better known as the Indian rhino, located in Fota Wildlife Park in Cork. The family of these rhinos consists of Maya, who's on screen now, a female rhino, the big bundle of Joy, who's right behind her there, you might see a little head popping out, that's Jay, and of course Jamil, who's the father, who we'll see in a little bit. In this video, we hope to show the beauty of these amazing animals. Jay is the first ever Indian rhino born in Ireland, and is only one of 6 Indian rhino births in any zoological institute in the entire world in 2022. Mammy Maya is a 10-year-old female who came to Fota Wildlife Park from France as part of the European endangered breeding program for Indian rhinos back in 2022, with the hope of coupling her with her in future with the now father Jamil, who was a 9-year-old male born in the UK in 2006 and came to Fota Wildlife Park back in 2015. Both parents were brought to Fota Wildlife Park, as I said, by the European endangered breeding program for Indian rhinos, and both parents, when they arrived, they weighed them in, and both of them weighed over 2 tons each. Baby Jay was born on the 19th of September 2022 after a 16-month-long gestation period by mother Maya. At birth, Jay weighed in at a whopping 60 kilos or 132 pounds, just under 10 stone in old money. After 10 weeks, he weighed in again, and he had a healthy weight, had gone up to 165 kilos or 363 pounds or just under 25 stone. Calves usually put on about 2 kilos a day when they're feeding from their mother's milk, and they continue that for about the next 2 to 3 years until the calf is big enough to defend itself. Jay, like all other baby rhinos, were born without a horn, and their mother is their only defense, because their father, who you can see now, Jay, on screen, they don't look after the kids. It's a mother's duty to look after the kids. He will suck his mother's milk for up to 3 years, but in the latter stages he'll also eat grass like the adults. The breeding program has been set up since there's only about 4,000 Indian rhinos left in the world today, which is a massive success story, but I'll get into that in a little bit. One of the favourite pastimes of Jay, and like all other rhinos, they love rolling around in mud because they use the mud as sun protection. Because their skin is so sensitive that you can easily get sunburn without it. Folks, if you like this content, be sure to hit the subscribe button, just so you can get notified of any upcoming videos that I'm going to be releasing, and I am going to be releasing a lot over the next couple of months, and hopefully some amazing footage. Now, back to the facts. Did you know that the Indian rhino is actually the largest of all the rhino species? And also, the rhinos in general have really bad eyesight, but they have great hearing. And they also use a trick. They use birds that normally land on them to pick off insects and whatever else, but they use them as an early warning system. If the bird flies off in a hurry, then something's up. The Indian rhino can actually reach speeds of up to 25 miles an hour or 40 kilometers an hour in a charge. The fastest of all the rhino species is actually the black rhino, who can reach up to 55 kilometers or 30 miles an hour in a charge. And also, these great and magnificent animals are actually the second largest and heaviest animal, only behind the African and Asian elephant. And they're herbivores, living on a diet consisting entirely of grasses, as well as leaves, branches, shrubs, trees, fruit, and aquatic plants. As I alluded to at the start of this video, we had some good news. The status of the Indian rhino is after changing from critically endangered to near threatened thanks to the mammoth conservation efforts. Once widespread across the entire northern part of the Indian subcontinent, the Indian rhino population plummeted as they were hunted for sport or killed as agricultural pests. This pushed the species to very close to extinction, and by the start of the 20th century there was only around 200 greater one-horned rhinos left in the wild. The recovery of the Indian rhino, or the greater one-horned rhino, is among the greatest conservation success story in all of Asia. Thanks to the strict protection and the management from the Indian and Nepalese wildlife authorities, the greater one-horned rhino was brought back from the brink of extinction, and today the population has increased to around 4,000 rhinos in northern East India and the terial grasslands in Nepal. Folks, for those of you who stuck around to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching the video in its entirety. Hopefully you like Google's next recommendation on the Brazilian tapir on screen now. Folks, stay safe and I'll see you in the next one.